I'm Mark Schoeberl. I'm one of the senior scientists here in the Science Division. And I had the meeting that Franco talked about, we had together the Friday. And we worked on mission proposals together. We worked on 2 that didn't go anywhere. And this is the part of the NASA thing. You try again, and then you blame headquarters. So we were enthusiastically talking about a new proposal just an hour before his last bike ride. And unfortunately, I was out jogging after that meeting and saw the accident moments after it happened. I didn't know who was hit at that time, but it's going to stick with me forever. Yoram really got me interested in aerosols. Normally, I'm an atmospheric dynamicist, but aerosols really became important for me, and how they interact with clouds and climate and air quality, and I'm continuing to work on that today. He had a real gift for cutting through the complexity and seeing and answering the key science questions. He was both an innovator and a synthesizer. And as already has been mentioned, he was really an international scientist, one of the few that could go from country to country and have colleagues everywhere working together with him. And he promoted, this has also been said, but he promoted young people. You would never know that he had done most of the work. He would talk about others so much. It wasn't about what he had done, it was about the science. He was one of the best ambassadors for NASA that I have ever seen and I've ever had the pleasure to know. So I want to share a personal story. Yoram was a little technologically challenged with regard to presentations in PowerPoint. His files are always enormous because he would drop a full resolution image into the PowerPoint. So they were typically 50 megabytes or higher. And he couldn't email them through the center because the center's limit on email attachments. So I was always having to go down to his office to get slides and stuff from him. And I constantly kidded him about this, but he just shrug in that kind of European way. I've got better things to do. So a few years ago, I was in his office copying some of his slides onto my memory stick, but it was, this is a couple years ago. Again, his file was too big. My stick had only 64 meg, and it couldn't hold the presentation. So Yoram says, here, use my stick. It's a lot bigger. Now this is kind of a guy sort of thing. It's 128 meg. So not to be outdone, I immediately bought a larger stick as soon as they became available. And I told Yoram I had a new stick, 512 megabytes. I can now copy one of your presentations. Yoram smiled and he got out his new stick. 1 gigabyte, he says. It'll hold 2 of my presentations. So this is the kind of humor that characterized Yoram. He was great to work with. He was never sardonic. He was never negative. He focused on the fun, and in his words, the science he always found very exciting. After a long sabbatical away from Goddard, I saw Yoram in the hallway and I said, Yoram, you're finally back from your vacation. Of course, he wasn't on vacation. I was kidding him. And he says, yes. He says, sometimes I need to say hello to my office. And I might add that this is about as neat as I've ever seen his office. So Yoram, clearly your office will miss you, and all of us will miss you as well. It was great to work with him. Thank you.
Well.